By 1944, Germany was losing the war, cities were burning, supplies were collapsing, the front lines were shrinking, so the regime turned to something else, not soldiers, not strategy, but invention. Engineers were given a dangerous order: build something that changes everything. Some of what they created was too dangerous even to deploy. This is War Unsealed. And these are the Nazi weapons that never reached the battlefield. Desperation accelerates innovation. In the final years of World War II, Germany invested heavily in what it called Wunderwaffe. Wonder weapons, advanced rockets, massive artillery, experimental aircraft, but not every project was practical. Some were unstable, some were impossible to produce, and some crossed lines that even military leaders hesitated to step over. One, the V3 cannon, unlike the more famous V1 and V2 rockets, the V3 cannon was designed as a long-range supergun. It wasn't mobile, it wasn't subtle, it was built into the side of a hill. The goal was simple: bombard London continuously from mainland Europe. The barrel stretched over 400 feet. Multiple side chambers boosted the projectile's speed as it traveled down the shaft. On paper, it was revolutionary. In reality, it was a logistical nightmare. Allied bombing raids repeatedly targeted the construction site. The structure proved vulnerable. The accuracy was questionable, and by the time limited notes and prototypes existed, Germany no longer had the advantage. The weapon was too massive, too exposed, too late. To the Landkreise P-1000 Rat in 1942, plans surfaced for something almost unimaginable. A tank weighing 1,000 tons, the Landkreise P-1000 Rat was not designed for maneuverability. It was designed for dominance. Armed with naval guns typically mounted on warships, the Rat would have dwarfed every tank on the battlefield, but size became its greatest weakness. It would have destroyed roads simply by moving. Bridges could not support it. Fuel consumption would have been catastrophic, and in the age of air superiority, such a massive machine would have been an easy target from above. The project was eventually canceled. It was not a weapon of war. It was a monument to overconfidence. 3 Die Glock few projects are surrounded by more mystery than Die Glock or the Bell, allegedly developed in a secret underground facility. The device was described as a metallic bell-shaped structure containing rotating cylinders filled with an unknown substance. Reports claim it emitted radiation, that it caused illness among scientists, that experiments were abruptly halted. To this day, documentation remains scarce. Some historians question whether it existed at all, but if it did, it may have been too unstable to control and too dangerous to continue. For nerve agent stockpiles, Germany developed some of the earliest nerve agents, including tabun and sarin. These were far more lethal than the chemical weapons used in World War I. Production facilities were operational, stockpiles were ready, but the order to deploy them never came. Why? Fear. German leadership believed the Allies might possess similar or greater chemical capabilities. Using nerve agents could have triggered devastating retaliation, so despite having one of the most terrifying weapons of the era, it remained largely unused in open battlefield combat. Sometimes the most dangerous weapon is the one kept in reserve. 5. The America Bomber project imagined striking the United States mainland directly from Europe. That was the ambition behind the America Bomber, a long-range bomber capable of crossing the Atlantic. Multiple designs were proposed: massive wingspans, extended fuel capacity, bomb loads designed for psychological impact, but range came at a cost. The aircraft struggled with engine reliability, weight distribution issues plagued testing, and by the time prototypes were considered viable, Germany lacked the resources to produce them. The project remained mostly theoretical, ambitious, unfinished, unrealized. Desperation breeds invention, but invention without stability becomes danger. These weapons were conceived in urgency, built in secrecy, driven by the belief that one machine could reverse the tide of war. But some ideas collapse under their own weight. Some projects are too impractical, too unstable, too destructive. And sometimes, even in total war, there are limits. History remembers the weapons that were used. But the ones that weren't? They remain sealed. Until now, this is War Unsealed.